Alright, what's going on, Android lovers? This is Clayton at AndroidAuthority.com with the third installment of our best apps for 2012. So without further ado, let's check out the Weather Channel application. I'm just going to type in my area code here so we can check out what it has to offer for Idaho Falls, Idaho. Now on first inspection, you can see that it gives us our forecast, and it has also our weather, and it has a hourly as well as a 36-hour and a 10-day forecast. Now also down here on the bottom it has maps, so you can actually view this on a Google Map like interface and check out surrounding cities and weather advisories from your area. It has pinch to zoom functionality, and you can actually tap on one of the tabs to open up the notifications for that area, and it just brings us back to our temperature right now. Anyways, fooling around a little more with the map, you can just see it has the surrounding areas, and you can check out the severe weather advisories, which there aren't any at this time. Also, we can tweet about our weather and see what people have been tweeting about the weather in the area. Now, a lot of these tweets are going to come from news stations and local radio stations. I see one right now that is. So that's pretty cool. We can check out the videos as well for weather around our area and weather in general. Now, these aren't going to be too customized for your area unless you live in a bigger city. So I wouldn't bother with these unless you kind of want to know what's going on. We have the eyewitness weather, and we also have pollen alerts for those who have allergy problems. Now, under our settings, we have our header and background, units of measure, severe weather alerts, all that stuff, tips and tricks, bug reports, and basically that is our Weather Channel application. Moving on, we're going to check out the Flick Goal application. Now, this is really fun. As you can see, I was playing it earlier, but I'll exit to the main menu. And this is our main menu. We've got play, flick kick options, and the upgrade options. We got 3 modes of play, including practice, precision, and sudden death mode. I'll just do the practice. Some sports quotes. Now, the object of the game is to just put your finger under the ball and flick it to try and make the goal. It's kind of like paper toss. The harder you push and the farther your finger goes, the harder and farther the ball flies. Sometimes you have to account for wind, and then, of course, different kicking angles. So in this one, we have wind that's 1 mile an hour to the left, so I compensated for that and just flicked it. Now we'll just go back to our main menu, and I'll try the precision mode now. Now in the precision mode, you actually get your accuracy tallied, so that was a 50% shot. In this one, we have our wind 30 miles an hour to the right. That was a perfect shot. And that one's also another perfect shot. Now, when you get perfect shots, it raises your accuracy, and likewise for bad shots. And it just takes the average of all those. Another sports quote. And we'll go to the sudden death match. Now, in the sudden death, it just gives you a score for all the balls you have kicked, and if you make a perfect goal, you get an extra life. And it just gives you a score based upon where the ball flies through the field goal. And there's another extra life. So that was basically our app there. And we can just exit the Flick Goal game. Alright, this next app, ESPN Score Center, is for all the sports buffs out there. Now, first off, we'll be greeted with a few tab options here, such as My Teams. Just gives us instructions for adding any teams you want to follow to this tab. Next, we got the Lead tab and an advertisement, and then NFL stats and more from ESPN. And I'll just go back to the My Teams tab, and I'll just add a random team for football. And I'll just choose any one of these because I don't really follow anyone. Okie dokie, now we have saved that to our My Teams tab. And news about them as well as their scores will pop up in this tab. Doesn't look like they have any current news. So I'll just go to the Lead where you can check out news. Some articles ESPN has published. Scroll through these. And there's also a video. Next tab is the advertisement. Anyways, we can check out NFL news, which has some of the same articles. Check out the standings, team standings, and then videos for teams. This is our menu, but it just shows us the same things there, and we have preferences as well. And we can drag to reorder 3 parallel lines to reorder sports and favorite teams. So since I only have one here, under the My Teams, it's not really going to make a difference, but you can just order in, you can sort of a news aggregator style to which teams you want to follow. So that was that app. Moving right along to the Wikipedia app. A lot of people have been anticipating this for a while, and it just came out pretty recently. So right when you get to the Wikipedia webpage, you're greeted with today's featured article, but I'll just search for Android. And we've got our Android here. It just gives us the rundown on the Android operating system and the history of it. Basically any Wikipedia article. Switch to the Galaxy Nexus. The links are fast. You have your drop-down menus available so you can check out the software like that. And you have a read-in, nearby, share, save page. I chose to save the page for the Galaxy Nexus, and you can go to the settings here, whether you want it in English or your font size. So that was the Wikipedia app. Next, we've got our Home Switcher application, which is going to help anyone out who's using more than one home launcher. As you can see here, I've got Apex, SPB Shell, and TouchWiz. So I'll just load up my TouchWiz launcher to show you how this works. As you can see, we're running a different home launcher right now. We've got our different transitions and our completely different user interface. Now, if I want to switch back, I just go to the applications and go to the Home Manager once again. And now from Home Switcher, we can choose the Apex launcher, which I will set as default and launch once again. So it's back to what I was using without any of the settings or preferences changed. So next on the list, we have the Battery Indicator application, and this is going to be a cool status bar widget of sorts that will tell you stats about your battery. Now right here we have a task killer warning saying not to kill it in a task killer. We can check out our battery use, which just brings us to the battery use settings page. And we have our tools. I want to convert it to Fahrenheit because I don't want to read it in Celsius. It'll tell us the temperature of our battery. So anyways, we have this cool status bar notification now that tells us that we're charging since the time that we started. Alright, our next app is Iris. Now this is somewhat of a Siri clone from the Apple iOS, but it's really functional and it's only in its alpha version, and I like the results that I've gotten. So we'll just test her out here. Whoop. Hello, Iris.
US, hello Iris, hello there. Have you ever been to Europe?
I haven't. Can you play the song Bleed?
US.
Thank you, Iris.
US, thank you. You are quite welcome. Are we still talking about Iris?
Actually, no. I've got to go. See ya.
US, especially no bye. I see. ABC. How about that?
So that was the Iris application. Quite funny and pretty cool. Alright, our next app is Lookout Mobile Security. Now this is a very good free Lookout application. It has security, backup, and missing device support. Now the security, stop malware and spyware, just the basic rundown. I'm not going to enable it because I have one. You can back up all your data and choose when to do it. I'm not going to enable it. And then you can have support for a missing device. You can locate it on a map and send a loud siren to your device even if the sound is turned off. Now here is where we could enter our information and set up an account with Lookout Mobile Security, but I'm not going to do that. I have a different one. But this is a very good alternative and it is free. So anyways, we can go down to the notification options and about, and it'll just tell you a rundown of what you can do if you have the paid version, the premium there. We have Privacy Advisor and Safe Browsing. But other than that, this is very excellent. It's a really good application if you want some free security for your Android device. So moving on, we'll just check out the beautiful widgets, which is one of my favorites. I use it daily. We have our SuperClock settings, weather widget settings, home settings, our skin market, and then all of our skins. Now what this is doing is you can actually choose the skin you want to display your clock in. Now these are all the different clock options, all the different skins that I have downloaded. These are all the standard ones. So it also has featured skins. So we'll just let these standard ones load up. We can see that there's some popular ones here. There's some pool balls, silver, black, HTC themed ones, and then all sorts of ones. And you can do the same thing for weather skins. Now this is mine. I have a clear vanilla ice cream sandwich one with some weather down there. And in order to add one, you would just hold on the screen if you're running Apex Launcher or any other launcher. And you would choose Beautiful Widgets, and I'm going to choose the Superclock 4x1, and this is what it'll look like. Now what I can also do is resize this widget and make it a little bigger. And it looks pretty good. I'll just remove that one for now and show you another one here. And we have our Beautiful Weather 4x1. So these are our weather options, and we can just click Save and Apply. And there's our 4x1 weather widget. And we'll just remove that one. Now another thing you can do is create beautiful toggles and then just 1x1 widgets, but I'll pull up a toggle here for Wi-Fi. And there's our toggle. Goes on and off, and we can just remove it from the screen whenever we want. So our next one is the SPB Shell 3D launcher. Now this is a $15 launcher, so it's pretty pricey, but if you guys like the look of it, I'd suggest checking it out. So as it's initializing, we'll just run down some of the features. It is not in true 3D as it's going to pop out of the screen, but it has a 3D user interface. Now these are the transitions from the tiles. It has all sorts of cool stuff like native calendar apps, native note apps, and then a news aggregator right here that you can scroll up and down. And you can also choose your news. So there's our imported Google Calendar. And it has a nice user interface as far as that. Here's our weather application for the next 4 days. And we can choose where. This is where the fun begins. Here's our carousel style home screen selector. And that's the 3D feature here. We can just drag this all around, and it's a nice carousel style. We can also add panels. So we would just grab one and pull it up to wherever we'd want it. And we put that there. We can grab our clock and put that there. We can change the color as well. And choose which one to set as the home screen. So now going back, we'll check out the ones that we added. Whoops. So here's our application drawer, and this has sort of a 3D styling as well. They come up from the bottom and leave at the top. And all the ones with the little home means that they're on your home screen. And you would just add a icon just by clicking and dragging it. Nice crescent moon animation there. And it's just a really nice user interface. It's a bit steep in the pricing, but I'm pretty sure your friends will like it, you'll like it, and it's a nice launcher to have. It's a lot better than, I'd say, ADW launcher or Go launcher. It's not as customizable, but it's pretty cool, and it's impressive. So anyways, guys, that was our 25 app roundup, and if you liked it, check out more from AndroidAuthority.com.